This is the last video, and this is going to be the inverse matrices and using the inverse matrices. And so when we're looking at these, step one, when you're trying to find the inverse, is to find the determinant. And so the determinant is when I take and do your downs minus ups. So in this case, your downs are 3, your ups are a negative 6. So downs minus ups is 3 minus a negative 6, which is equal to a 9. And when you're finding the inverse, the next thing you're going to do is do 1 over your determinant, and then we're going to rearrange this matrix. And your downs, you reorder. So these two switch locations. And so your matrix is going to be with a 3 in the top left corner and the 1 in the bottom right corner. And the other two change their sign. So these two will change signs. So that's a negative 6 and a positive 1. And I am going to let you leave your answer on the test at this step. You do not have to multiply it through. So again, you first find the determinant of negative 2, 4, 7, 3. So your downs, which is negative 6, minus your ups, which is 28. So negative 6 minus 28 gives you your determinant, which is going to be a negative 34. So you do 1 over that negative 34, which is a negative 1/34. And then we're going to rearrange our matrix. Your downs will switch locations. So 3, negative 2. And your ups are going to change the signs. So negative 7, negative 4. And that's your inverse. The last problem, we're actually going to have to do multiple steps. We're going to have to first find the inverse and then multiply that inverse times the answer matrix. So to find our determinant, we're going to do 5, 6, negative 3, 2, because we have to do the coefficient matrix. Your downs minus your ups. Your downs are 10, and your up is a negative 18. Downs minus ups is 10 minus a negative 18, which is 28. So your answer of trying to find x comma y is going to equal 1 over 28, and then you're going to rearrange your matrix to where your down switch location, so 2 and 5, and your up switch the signs, so that's going to be a positive 3 and a negative 6. And then you're going to multiply that by the matrix made up of the answers, 12 and 16. So I am going to multiply these two things over on the side. And so that means I need to have my first one lowered. 2, negative 6, and 3, positive 5. My up matrix is the answer matrix, which was the 12 and the 16. It's always going to create just that column matrix. And so we are going to multiply 12 times 2 plus 16 times a negative 6. And that gives us a negative 72 for that number. And then we're going to do the same thing, but with the next row. And so the 3 times the 12 plus the 5 times the 16. And that gives us a total of 116. And we're going to take those two numbers and then multiply that times that negative 128. And when we multiply that, that gives us a negative 72 divided by 28 and a positive 116 divided by 28. 72 is divisible by 4, and that gives you a 18, and 28 divided by 4 is 7, so that's negative 18 sevenths. And then 116 is also divisible by 4, and you divide it by 4, you get 29. And 28 divided by 4 is 7. And so my ordered pair for the solution on this is going to be negative 18 sevenths, comma, 29 sevenths. On the test, I am going to accept decimal answers, rounded to the nearest hundredth.